Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, May 27th. It is post-Memorial Day, the official start of summer. I'm wearing my fun summer shirt. Amy wore a fun summer shirt. Mike, show us your shirt. And Robin, sorry.
I got nothing.
You didn't get the It's okay. I've been waiting to wear this for like a month. So this is Cape and Plymouth 360. We are going to talk for a few minutes about our recent poll question. And the question was, I'm not going to share my screen today because I'm feeling technically challenged. The question was, if you could wave a magic wand, and I love this phrase, if you could wave a magic wand and safely resume normal life, right? Not the new normal, old normal. What would you be most excited about? The overwhelming response was friend gatherings. I think that's a no-brainer. The close seconds were live events, gym, working out, a bunch of others, hugging was one of them. Sitting at bar with friends, just having a drink. The lesser responded ones, I put the registry of motor vehicles because my daughter's 16, and the day she wanted to get her permit, the registry was closed. I knew that wouldn't be a popular response, but for her, that's like the top of her world. And barber salon was a lower response. I was kind of surprised at that because I hear a lot of that, but I guess if you weigh everything.
Yeah, I think when you weighed by putting the word most in there,
right.
Yeah, we all want the salon. Look at this hair.
I need salon. Look, I need salon.
But
so I go first, Amy. You're already on a roll.
No, I was just going to say, I think that I definitely want the salon. But when I looked at the word, weighed all the other options and looked at the word most, I definitely am looking forward to being able to gather with some friends. I've done a little bit just with a couple of friends on a deck, outside and stuff like that. But working at home by myself here, it's, the lack of socialization is something. I mean, I've always kind of worked from home. I started to work periodically at Cape Space when I found myself too isolated, and I really needed to be amongst people and get that energy. But for the most part, I've always been home. But the difference is that I could go out and I could go over to a friend's house. I could do this, we could do something, have dinner out. So that's the difference for me.
You're right. There's a huge difference between being able to work from home and being forced to work from home. It's like it's almost flipped, like being able to work at the office or forced there. When you're forced to work there and you don't have the option, it's kind of like, yeah. Now that it's kind of funny, it's sort of flipped.
Definitely.
Mike or Robin, what do you think?
I would absolutely agree with the friends gathering because it touches on so many different spheres as well. Whether it's just getting together with friends at your home or somebody else's home, whether it's meeting them on the beach, whether it's meeting them at a restaurant or an establishment, kind of fits into that that category of question that you said. Whether it's doing an activity together, like over the when the weather wasn't so great in April, I would have loved to have gone bowling. Couldn't go bowling with friends. I picked up the golf clubs for the first time last night, and usually when I go out in the 6:30 time frame, most of the people on the course are just one person or two people. I was the only single out there last night. There were threesomes and foursomes. You could tell there were people that just wanted to play with their buddies who can't play because of the restrictions out there right now, that the only time they could play is after 5 or 5:30, whatever time the tea time stop. And that was very unusual, that that many big groups of golfers were out there last night. I was coming off the course at about 7:30, and a group was coming down the 10th hole of foursome at 7:45 p.m. last night. These guys just wanted to be out playing golf together. And so that friends gatherings encompasses so many different things that definitely number one.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, well, I guess since I didn't wear the summer clothes, I'm the odd man out here today. But for me, it's the salon hands. It's not even a close second. I need a haircut like you read about, it seems like it's probably going to be one of the last things that becomes available, right? Because it's such personal service, and there are a couple of stories now out there about salons where the salon operators were working with COVID and they exposed a couple hundred people. So so the salons are going to get a lot of scrutiny, and who knows if some of them will even come back. But for me, that is, look, I'm not trying to take away from the fact that a lot of people are sick and dying, and a lot of people are hurting economically. I'm hurting economically, but if you want to tell personal impact, not being able to get my hair done, get a facial, it's just been like, it's like this single thing that you can't find a way around. I guess that's it. I can find ways to see people. We can Zoom. Everything else has some kind of alternative, but there's no alternative to getting a haircut. So that's where I am. But I would say that there are a couple things that weren't on the list that I would put pretty high. And one of them is, I would say, in general, is just having some kind of level of certainty back in life. The worst thing about this crisis is, aside from the sick and dying people, of course, is the just not knowing what's going to happen. And, I'm starting to see articles now. You probably saw some this week. The Washington Post had a big article where scientists were even getting frustrated that there aren't straight answers to this disease. I have a news feed on my phone. I'm sure you do too. Yesterday, I think 6 of the top 10 articles that appeared in my news feed were all about COVID uncertainty. Scientists unsure why exactly how the disease spreads. Antibody tests may be incorrect. On and on and on about how they just don't know, which is crazy. It's been months. I don't understand why they don't know this. And in fact, there's now scientists even saying they don't understand why they don't know this. So, it feels like the ground is, shaky, and it will be really wonderful to feel like we're standing on solid ground again. So that's the one thing that I think wasn't on the list. And I would say the second thing that wasn't on the list is anyone else experiencing this? I think there's even a name for it. I think they call it grocery store anxiety, the stress of going into public places, not because you're afraid of catching diseases, but because you're afraid that you're going to do something wrong that's going to be you're going to stand too close to somebody, or you're not going to put your mask on fast enough or something, and somebody's going to yell at you. You've already been yelled at twice in the post office. Once in the Stop and Shop.
You're constantly fixing your mask and making sure everything's defeating the purpose, and now your hands have.
Yeah. So it's like, wow. So those are my thoughts for the day.
My anxiety of going in the grocery store or anywhere is because it's allergy season, and it's the height of allergy season right now. We've got 5 pollens going on.
Yeah.
And I actually I planned ahead. I bought from a company up in Boston a t-shirt that says, "I'm not sick, it's allergies." I'm teasing. I take allergy medicine. I can only do so much,
Right.
So, and it was funny.
My allergy symptoms is a cough. So, so I'm, so I got to get that T-shirt.
Yeah, I'll give you the website later. But yeah, and I've seen, and I ran into a friend of mine when I had it on, and he's like, I need that shirt. For the exact same reason, to go to Stop and Shop. It was crazy, but.
Yeah, I caught like a summer cold last week, and the same thing, sneezing, my throat hurt, and I was like, I'm not going anywhere. They're gonna just tar and feather me,
Right.
kick me out. I think, Robbin, the comment you made about the certainty, what's interesting is I think some businesses, so, my background is technology and web design. You wake up in the morning, you have no idea what's going to happen. For me, it's like, I don't feel that much different. I know that when I wake up, whatever I wanted to do, just forget it, throw it away, because it's just adapt. Whatever we did yesterday doesn't work today. It may not work tomorrow. And I think for some of us, I'm just like, I'm at the acceptance stage of the 5 stages of COVID. And I'm just like, it's gone. It's just one more thing I got to deal with. And I think we're all some of us may not ever get there, depending on your business type. I feel bad for those who, you have a process of how you deliver your product and service, and that's just, and it's hard. I mean, as business owners, we want to make people happy, and we never wake up. I say this phrase in law, I never wake up in the morning with the goal of hurting someone's feelings, doing something wrong. And right now, it's just so hard to be good at what we do. So
Right.
I totally identify with what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, if you are a business that has, a physical location, and you're dealing with, these guidelines that are coming out, and, you're looking at a lot of expense to retool your operation to comply with guidelines and to make your customers feel safe. And then, you don't know that it's all going to change again in a month. So, it's very difficult to make some decisions about, should I buy this new furniture, or should I invest in this, new privacy, antivirus screen product, or whatever it is that you're looking at, without knowing that, things are going to change. In a lot of ways, for businesses, I feel like this whole thing would be a lot easier if they would just do one thing or the other. Either just say, hey, everything's open, take your chances, or we're all going to shut down for a year. At least then what you're dealing with. I'm not saying either one of those options makes sense. Point. I'm just saying that the not knowing how long it's going to be or when it's going to change. And honestly, I think I've said this on this group before, until there is a vaccine and widespread available testing, I don't see how this problem ever goes away. I mean, they can do all the phases they want, and all the 6 feet distancing and masks and all those kind of rules, and I'm sure they help. But there's not going to be a normal again until we know that this disease has been contained, and that doesn't seem to be on the horizon yet.
No, I think we're a good 12 months at least before we are at a point that, and maybe even longer, before they have a vaccine. Then you're going to have the people who don't want to adopt it, and and so I think you're right. It is going to go on for a long time. And go back to your point, I think a lot of businesses right now are weighing, do I spend the money and do all of these different things, and only to have the spike and we have to close again, and I might never be able to reopen again, and now I've lost the money that I did have that I could have tried to keep open, self-open. So yeah, I worry for my main clientele is small businesses and nonprofits, and I worry about them constantly and not getting the right information to really help them, and what's right today is wrong tomorrow, and it's frustrating.
Yeah. Well, let's leave on a good note. It's sunny out, and at least we have each other, right? And
right.
you know, we live in a great community, and you know, I know we were talking, Robin, there's a lot of, like, before we started recording, there's a lot of strife, but I feel like, you know, in my neighborhood at least, a lot of business owners are texting each other what's going on, passing information. So I think, you know, it is a time where we can find like-minded people and just get through it the best we can, right? That's all we can do.
I agree.
Absolutely. All right, I'm going to share something good.
Great. I like this.
I'm going to show everybody, the audience, I have finally found a decent mask solution. I don't know if this will help you guys, but Amy, I'm sure you'll appreciate this. So this is actually it's called a head wrap, but you can wear it around your neck like this, like a scarf, and it's elastic. So when you want to cover up, you just pull it up, and then
Oh, that's great.
boom! Isn't that awesome?
It is.
That is
My
awesome.
friend Angela had one, and I immediately seized upon it. They sell them at Just Picked in Yarmouth.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go.
All right.
They come in a lot of really great colors too.
Excellent.
Awesome. That's a great way to end this meeting. So thanks for joining us, everyone. And thank you, Amy, Mike, Robin. We'll see you next week.
Okay, bye everybody.
Thanks, Dowd.